By Nolan King, June 19, 2019, 2:38 p.m. Julianna Pena is coming back to fight. The UFC is working on a bout between Pena and former women's flyweight champion Nicco Montano for July 13 at UFC on ESPN 13 in Sacramento. The booking isn't finalized since fighters are still awaiting bout contracts, a person with knowledge of the situation confirmed to MMA Junkie. The person asked to remain anonymous since the UFC has yet to make an announcement. MMA Fighting was first to report the news Wednesday. Pena, 8-3, 4-1 UFC, will replace former UFC title challenger Sara McMann, who announced her injury and removal from the card earlier Wednesday. Pena, 29, will compete for the first time since January of 2017. Last year, the Washington-based bantamweight stepped away from MMA to give birth to her first child. In her last outing, Pena was submitted by now UFC champion Valentina Shevchenko in the main event of UFC on Fox 23. Prior to the loss, Pena was unbeaten in her time with the promotion, defeating the likes of Kat Zingano and Jessica Eye. Like Pena, Montano, 4-2, 1-0 UFC, is coming off of a layoff of her own. The 30-year-old fighter won the inaugural women's 125-pound belt against Roxanne Modafferi following a stint on The Ultimate Fighter 26. Prior to her first title defense at UFC 228, Montano missed weight and was subsequently stripped of the title. With the change, the latest UFC on ESPN 13 lineup now includes Germaine de Randamie vs. Aspen Ladd, Uriah Faber vs. Ricky Simon, Mirsad Bektik vs. Josh Emmett, Mike Rodriguez vs. Gian Villante, Livina Souza vs. Opponent TBA Darren Elkins vs. Ryan Hall, Cesar Ferreira vs. Marvin Vettori, Beneil Dariush vs. Draker Close, and Nicco Montano vs. Julianna Pena, Martin Day vs. Benito Lopez, Carl Roberson vs. John Phillips, Andre Fili vs. Shimon Moraes, Jonathan Martinez vs. Looping UN. For the latest on UFC on ESPN 13, check out our UFC Rumors page. Breaking: Julianna Pena, Nicco Montano, Sara McMann, UFC on ESPN 13 News, UFC lets block ads. Why?